Welcome to Day 2 of NeoBlisseyX versus the MGM Studios 31-Day Movie Challenge. As a reminder, the challenge is to share one's favorite movie in each of 31 different themes, one for each day of a standard month. Day 1's theme was the movie you've rewatched the most, filled by Disney's 1988 animated film Oliver and Company. Day 2's category is a movie that makes you cry. Let's find out about the movie I have chosen for this category as the challenge continues. Released in US theaters on March 17, 2017, Beauty and the Beast is a live-action remake of the 1991 Disney animated film of the same name. So if you have seen the original animated Beauty and the Beast, you'll have a basic idea of how this film unfolds. However, this film integrates elements from the 1994 to 2007 Broadway musical adaptation, and songs written exclusively for this version to keep things fresh. The film stars Emma Watson, perhaps best known as Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter film series as Belle, and Dan Stevens, perhaps best known as Matthew Crawley from the British television series Downton Abbey as the Beast. There is also a stellar supporting cast led by Ewan McGregor as Lumiere, Sir Ian McKellen as Cogsworth, Luke Evans as Gaston, and Josh Gad as Gaston's sidekick, LeFou. Since there is no need for a Starfleet cinema segment in this episode, as there are no Star Trek alumni involved in this film that I was able to discover in my research, let me tell you a personal story as to why I have chosen this film for this slot. I went to see the live-action Beauty and the Beast the night it came out, and it was a most enjoyable yet unusual experience. I got to take a picture with a young lady dressed up as Belle in her village outfit. Got permission, of course. And by the time the end credits were rolling, I was crying so hard my 3D glasses were fogging up. Let me give you 3 key factors as to how I felt that way. Key factor number 1. The cast, led by Emma Watson as Belle and Dan Stevens as the Beast. And of course, the secondary performers as well. Luke Evans as Gaston, Josh Gad as LeFou, Ewan McGregor as Lumiere, and Sir Ian McKellen as Cogsworth, among others. There's a story going around, and I don't know if it's true or not, so bear with me. But when Emma Watson was cast as Belle, Paige O'Hara, the actress who voiced Belle in the original animated film, volunteered without credit to be Emma Watson's vocal coach, because Emma had never been in a musical before. Keep in mind, this is the lady who played Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter films. And if this story is true, this explains how Emma Watson was able to nail her performance as Belle. And all the other actors as well. We gotta give props to them as well. Key factor number 2. The updated versions of the classic songs by composer Alan Menken and late lyricist Howard Ashman were done with care and precision as to their similarities to the original 1991 film. About the only recording from that movie I didn't like was Ariana Grande and John Legend's version of the Beauty and the Beast duet over the end credits, but that's neither here nor there for the purposes of this conversation. There's also the new songs composed by Alan Menken and with lyrics by Sir Tim Rice, especially Evermore and How Does a Moment Last Forever. The latter song was one of the reasons that brought me to tears as well, that particular recording by Celine Dion, who was the female vocalist on the duet from the original 1991 film. When you consider that Dion's longtime manager and husband, Renee Angelil, passed away the year before this movie came out, and Celine Dion dedicating the end credit performance of How Does a Moment Last Forever to Angelil's memory. You know. And finally, key factor number 3. The work by the behind-the-scenes personnel to bring the classic animated elements into the third dimension. The costume designers, the production designers, the special effects staff, all deserving of the plaudits they received. They understood the assignment to bring the original animated elements into 3D, and they achieved it 100%. There's a phrase I learned from a man I idolize. Honorary Iron Chef Japanese I Rokusaburo Michiba. Michiba Sensei once said, "Respect the old, but search for the new." And that's exactly what the production staff of Beauty and the Beast 2017 did. They respected everything that came before when it come to Beauty and the Beast. The original 1991 animated film, the Broadway musical. Hell, even Sing Me a Story with Belle, for that matter. But they added new elements that kept things fresh. The aforementioned new songs, Evermore and How Does a Moment Last Forever, as well as the reason why Belle's mother is no longer with us. It's a well-known fact that many Disney female protagonists don't have mothers. And while the reason in this case is heartbreaking, it's perfectly understandable for the setting. When you combine all three of these key factors, that's why I chose Beauty and the Beast 2017 for the Day 2 category of NeoBlisseyX versus the MGM Studios 31-Day Movie Challenge, the movie that makes you cry. Because when factoring all three of the key factors into consideration, that's why I was crying when the credits were rolling. That's why I could barely see out of my 3D glasses. Beauty and the Beast 2017 is, in my opinion, with all due respect to everyone involved with all the other live-action versions, that this is the best live-action remake of an animated classic that Disney has ever put out. Tomorrow on NeoBlisseyX versus the MGM Studios 31-Day Movie Challenge, it's Day 3, a movie that makes you laugh. I won't spoil it here, so you'll have to tune in to find out. Until then, take care and live long and prosper.